Just want to make sure we have as much eye on these beautiful countries doing what they need to.
Check out the height here, double full basket tosses.
Oh, we almost didn't finish in some of those baskets. You can see that we had to curl our legs in to complete.
And front flip for the dismount. Nice job.
Perfect.
Taylor Quinn is with England.
Excellent. Let's listen to this one here.
Charlie.
Stewards of our sport are the coaches.
Our next team on deck here is Team Norway. Team Norway was third yesterday. They had really good choreo, super solid stunt, great recoveries from any mistakes that may have risen up yesterday. They did really good and we're really excited to watch them again. Team Norway. Here, let's see, Team Norway, all-girl, what other notes did we had for them? They were quite at the end of the competition yesterday. Let's have a look here. Silver medals 2011 to 2015. Bronze in 2023 for Team Norway. And fourth in 2024. Super excited to see what Team Norway all-girl will do. Let's go. We're super excited. They are going to come. Their time is 5:30 in 1 more minute here. If someone in the chat could tell me if the stream is better, that would be great. I've moved all the way downstairs, literally plugged onto the internet. Excellent. I think we are here. Let's watch our next team, Team Norway.
The expanse of the sport. I mean, it's everywhere.
Thank you, Mia.
I mean, it's beyond my wildest dreams as a kid to be here today and see what we are watching.
Hi, Adley. Yes, I did send a video to Gossip Girls.
All over the world.
Okay, let's go Norway.
Right now, the world narrows right in on Norway. 2024, they finished in 4th place just off the medal stand, so they have a focus here for 2025. Norway.
Here we go. Wow, the volume here.
Nice high X out basket tosses.
I love the woo! Great energy there.
Signs in their native language. Those top girls up in those 1-on-1s look like they could be on the ground. That is exactly what you want to see.
They are very solid, a lot of footwork, bringing a lot of energy here.
Front tuck up to A-frame in the middle. Adding a little more difficulty.
Yes, beautiful ending here.
Cheer. And they pulled it off. Another one of the strong teams from those Scandinavian countries. We've seen Finland, we've seen Sweden. Here's Norway here. We talked about their
Let's go, Team Norway.
They are used to being on the medal stand. Silver, bronze, often, never a gold, but very close. That's right. Taylor mentioned the Scandinavian countries, and they just all have such
Beautiful height there in the middle. Wow. Wow. All the way to the top.
The routine and in a really different formation than we're used to seeing. Front flip to load into double full basket tosses.
Really good participation, really good difficulty here. Sync was not exactly perfect.
Don't mess with Norway. They are not here to play. Look at this.
Ooh,
Spring full ups.
wow.
Nice job.
Really, really timed transition here. They went from the inversion to the turn all together.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow, beautiful pyramid. Really hard with the twisting there at the top.
Back handspring full up.
Yes.
Beautiful extension on those stretches and then a high full around.
In the stretch while holding the stretch. This is really impressive. No movement.
Nice height there.
Pick full baskets. Beautiful.
They are adding a little bit more difficulty in all of these different areas like the middle, the entrance, the exits of those pyramids here.
Flipping skills to get into and out of pyramids just like that.
Oh!
And they managed to hold it. Gosh,
Oh my god, they're holding this left side.
was not going to move.
Wow, this was insane. The save on the left side there and the holding, she was on her knee. They weren't letting her down. Beautiful here from Team Norway. Wow, great save there at the end. I'm typing here my notes so that we can chat this through at the end here. We've seen Team Finland first at 5 p.m. Team Sweden, Team Mexico, Team England, and Team Norway. We're already through halfway of the competition here for the all-girl Premier Division. Wow, so good. This entrance was so well crafted, beautiful use of that circle and of the ripple and moment where you're showcasing people. Beautiful here. See how they were completing those baskets and how the legs were coming in. Even with height, they didn't have to bend their leg to come in. This is what we mean when you say you have enough of that height and you have enough of that turn. Let's listen to this interview here.
You said that was something that you were very proud of, those stunts. Talk me through how you guys even do that.
Oh, it's like a favorite part for all of us. I mean, it's like a highlight of a routine. Just all of the girls are really strong. We've been working on it all year, so we're just really happy to show everyone what we've been working on.
And what's it like taking the floor in a packed arena? What was the energy like out there?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, the audience, you can hear them like to your bones. It gives everyone chills. It's the best feeling.
That is so good.
Is there a certain skill when you do that? You're like,
I love those interviews here where we can see.
For sure, like the opening stunts, and then also a little shout out to the front handspring up 1.5s.
those looked so good up there. So many highlights, so many great moments. You haven't even gotten to see the replay yet, so I think you'll be really happy with what you see. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
From the pageantry of the
Beautiful. Really excited about Team Norway. They did a really great save here at the end. They had great energy. Other than the end pyramid that was a little shaky, I would say this was a flawless performance. Really, really well done. Excellent. Excellent job here. Between Finland, Sweden, and Norway, it's a hard 1, 2, 3, 4 placement because we're going to see next Team USA, who gave us a perfect routine yesterday, which is hard. The routine was so flawless, there was nothing to say. And so I'm really excited to watch them now and see who, like, how it's going to play out. Okay, let's go here. Mia, you are from Norway. Excellent. How exciting was that routine? I was so excited to see them. Briella is asking, does anyone knows who's streaming world? I don't think anyone is. With Varsity TV paying for the stream, you may lose your account. So there might be some bot account that will go on live and delete your account after. So there might be some people doing it, but everybody else got flagged last year that stream world. And so if you don't want to use your TikTok account, then you don't stream. Here we go. We're going to watch Team USA here. USA did so great yesterday.
Oh, we're going to see some stuff in this routine that you just don't ever see.
Never been performed before.
Let's have a look here.
Do they look intense?
They look intense.
They are ready to go. A little bit of the weight always comes down to the judges. They want to make sure they get it right. So
Yeah, Eva, so excited. Yesterday, they had a flawless performance.
you can imagine how the athletes
They are our current reigning champ. And let's see if they're going to do it again. As compared to from yesterday to today, in the ranking here, they were about 9 points above everybody else, if I remember correctly. Let me double check here for you. They were 8 points above Finland, Norway, and Sweden. And so I'm hoping for another flawless performance here.
and international championships, 3 in a row.
Oh, the height on this.
The height on those X-out basket tosses is like you would see on a co-ed team. Just
The crowd is so into it. You can hear the crowd also going.
really clean.
Love that they're calling on the crowd to bring it back. They're telling us what we should be doing.
Just easily execute.
Beautiful.
Beautiful use of the pom-poms, red, white, and blue, having the different colors. Adds another level, another element.
Okay, let's go. This is the beginning of their routine here.
I'm anxious, they have to be.
I'm sure they are, but to compete at this level, gotta keep it cool.
Double full basket here
Tosses without that front tosser usually see.
from ground.
Hand in hand, front to feet.
Yes.
A front flip, change formations. Full twisting, laid out rewinds. I mean, look at the base's feet. They're not moving at
Nobody
all.
moves.
That
Nobody
was
moves.
perfection.
Solid routine here. I love the creativity. How effortlessly they're going from one position to another.
This team is incredibly well-rounded.
Oh no, they had a fall. They're trying to save it.
She's gonna keep going. She is not taking
Wow. Okay, let's hopefully this won't phase them and they'll keep going.
Oh my gosh.
Solid pyramid.
Not only flip, but they're doing a full twist to get to that 1-1-1. Back handspring.
Yes, some small readjustment here on the left side.
We're seeing some people do this with one twist or just come up straight.
Really quick transition here.
Incredibly difficult.
That was the sun that was really close. The yesterday was so impressive. Yes, beautiful.
But basically they do an Arabian 1.5 up in that tight formation that makes it look so much more interesting.
Beautiful. We're going to the pyramid. Solid here.
So much difficulty in this
Yes. Excellent job.
Is going crazy.
Other than that very small mistake in the stunt where they fell, but the girls went straight back up. Wow, it was really, really beautiful. I would say great. Probably not as perfect as yesterday, but still a beautiful routine. What is making the biggest difference here is the difficulty. You saw a lot more flipping and twisting blended together. You saw a lot more of those harder baskets. This here, so great. So interesting. Not as perfect as yesterday. I think they're probably going to go down a little bit in score, but look how solid this pyramid is. They're going all the way to the top here without hesitation. Excellent. Wow. Let's listen to this interview here.
Excellent routine indeed, Journey. Probably the most difficult routine ever competed. And everyone is talking about the Arabian 1.5 ups. How did you guys
Yes.
do that?
Well, at USA Trials, our wonderful North Carolina State group made it up. And ever since then, we brought it back to practice and we learned and drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled. And one day they're like, let's just like do like a diamond and like let's see what happens. And we did it and we've been drilling it ever since. Every time the music comes on, we do that skill because it's so hard. And we wanted to make sure it was perfect for our routine.
At such a high level for so long.
We have our first. Yes, hi Lynn! You made
Hey,
it!
I did.
We can't really hear you. Oh
Oh,
no. Let me see if I can bring your volume up here and troubleshoot that.
can you hear me now?
No. Oh, that's too bad.
Oh,
We were really hoping we could get Lynn here to come and talk to us.
okay.
So sorry. Or is it me that I don't have the volume up? Oh, give me 1 second. I'm the problem. Yes, I can hear you.
Wait,
Turn the camera. We'll be able to hear you.
there we go.
Awesome. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm good.
Tell us about Team Norway. They did so well.
That was so good, and I'm so glad we were able to put out two great performances in a row. And I think Norway this year is the strongest Team Norway all girl has ever been. And I think we're seeing some of the highest skills and the fastest pace they have ever put on before.
I
And
fully agree.
I really just in general think it's so cool to see that like with the top five, there's such a big representation of the Nordic countries, but especially being from such small nations.
Totally. Seriously. Finland, Sweden, Norway has been doing amazing.
Exactly.
High score. I'm really excited to see how it's going to play out for everyone there.
Yes.
So strong. Thank you so much for coming
Okay.
on.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we're gonna go back here to our stream. This was Lynn. She is an athlete from Weber. Came on to tell us about Team Norway. She did Team Norway for a couple different years. She is now in the US. Sorry, I couldn't hear her. I somehow brought the volume down. Our next team is Team Japan. Team Japan is currently in 5th. Their score is actually pretty high too, very close to our top 4 here. They are at 72, with the next team being Sweden at 78. This team was packed with creativity yesterday. That toe touch to the top in the 1-1-1 was so good. So excited here to watch their routine once again. Let's see here. Perfect. We have all of our Japanese fan here. I am a fan of Japanese cheer. I feel like they have such strong they're trying things that I think other people wouldn't try, and they're just going for it. I'm really excited to see what they have here.
This team is comprised of athletes from 7 different teams all across Japan. They train once a week starting about 6 months ago in Tokyo.
The cheer is a bit more repetitive than what we've seen. Great use of the flag, very visual here.
Single base liberties. A lot of them are single base.
Solid dismount here.
Which really means there's only one main base underneath there. You do that so you can get more skills up in the air. Wow, what an amazing body formation in that basket toss. Like a stag layout.
Wow, this was probably the most in sync tumbling we've seen today. Rewind. Here, press to extension for most of the group. To add some difficulty, they could have caught into an extension. We're starting to see some of those same skill here.
Really significant in this case. The types of skills they like double full basket tosses, not able to be done in the elite division. So they have really made some major strides.
We're seeing some of those same skill. This is one of the hardest part of that pyramid. Too bad for the middle here.
Incredibly difficult skill though. Double full up. Oh no.
Actually, listen to the crowd. They want to help them get back.
Yes, that is the creative pyramid we saw yesterday.
2.5 high side sailors, a classic cheerleading move.
Oh no. We're starting to see crack. It's not as perfect as it was yesterday. I think this is going to affect their placement.
It can really rattle you. Wow. Redemption. Basically a toe touch up to like a torch.
Yes, great ending. The ending pyramid was better than yesterday, for sure. But then they had more mistake in their stunt and in their stunt and in their pyramid. They had this fall in the middle pyramid here. They started so strong, but then we're starting to see the skills that everybody's doing. When we see all of those all girls one after another, it's easier to compare them, right? Because you're going to see that everybody is doing back handspring up, but then back handspring up to, like, are we twisting? Are we not twisting? Same thing for the rewind. Is it rewind to an extension, rewind to one leg, rewind to one leg extension, body position? This is where we're starting to see those things that are going to be a little bit different, and how teams are going to be using these. And so it is a bit easier to compare, like, how hard a skill is. Let's listen to that interview.
Premier, 5th place out of semifinals. What was the most fun thing you did out there?
So, the pyramid double was our favorite.
It was so fun to watch, and that's something that I don't think you weren't able to do that in Elite, and you were able to do that in Premier. So many new skills this year. What have you learned from competing in this division?
I kind of wish there would be a translator there to help them. It's too bad. I've been thinking the same thing about, like, this is an international event. If we could have, like, some people that speak other language, I think this would be really helpful.
Practice harder and try to improve our routines for the next year.
What a strong way to start your time
Our next
your division. Congratulations.
Our next team here is going to be Team Australia. Team Australia here is currently in 8th position. Let's look at their score here. 7th position, even with England. They have the exact same score in the 70. It looks like Mexico, England, and Australia are super close in the 70, 70.28 versus 70.1429, both for Mexico and England. And so really excited to see how that is going to turn out. Yesterday they had good fight for their stunt. Slower pace of the routine a little bit. They were going for very stable, small bobbles, nothing too crazy here. But yes, this will be Team Australia. Team Australia is our next team here. Let's have a look here at their result. Team Australia, all girl. Team Australia, last year they were 9th in 2024. They are a new team in this division.
Well, and just because the team moves up because of the gold medal doesn't mean all of the athletes do as well.
That's
Some
right.
age out, they've got to add new people to the team, people switch in and out. So there's a whole rebuild that has to happen at the next level.
Yeah, and then you have to understand that the expectation is totally different.
Perfect. Let's go, Team Australia. See how their sign is saying Straya instead of Australia? I think this is so funny and quirky.
By the way, Australia loves cheerleading. The entire country, they're all in. They love it.
Dynamic flag there in the back.
Talk about trying to get the cheerleading into the Olympic Games. Of course, LA 28 is set, but Brisbane 32 will be next. And they're doing their part, cheering on the scores
That's
to try to land
amazing.
it there. Yeah.
Great. Yes, great energy, great way to start. Now let's see what they can do in their routine, see if they can do better than yesterday. I think that less mistake could mean a higher position.
Australia.
Good finishing on those baskets.
Basket tosses. Certainly seen that. Back handspring pull-ups. Struggling a little bit on the right, but they save it.
One person here not doing the exact same stunt as everybody else. And then we have one team missing on the right side fully. Good difficulty in that dismount here. Oh no, pyramid collapse on the left.
Definitely struggling with that pyramid on the left. Crowd's getting
Oh.
behind them to get refocused. Rewind up to 1-1-1.
Good recovery there, but we're starting to see the fatigue.
They loaded up. They've got two top.
Easier dismount here. See how they're just going down as compared to the other team that were giving us flipping or twisting coming down.
Lost another stunt in this sequence as well.
Ay, ay, ay.
Tough one for Australia. You'll see this sometimes where you get off a little bit in the beginning, and getting that timing back is really hard.
It is.
Okay, we made it to the top here. Again, easier mount here. Some are flipping or twisting to get into this pyramid. They dropped it in. Half inversion here.
Not the
Whereas we saw some teams that were doing like 1.5, sometimes 2 twisting up to this pyramid. Similarly for flipping, you can flip up to 1.5 in this pyramid. And so I don't think this is what Australia wanted. Lots of mistakes, lots of missed skills in this routine today. Unfortunately, this is not gonna be great. Great energy in the start, though. Yes, that was better. Timing was off here a little bit in the dismount. Let's listen to this interview.
Team Australia, second year in Premier. You guys have really upped the difficulty this year. You were telling me yesterday, first time ever competing double full baskets. What did that feel like, competing those on the floor?
Pretty amazing. It's a skill I never thought I'd throw, and to be able to do it and have the flyers that have that skill is, yeah, amazing.
And they do it really well. And this team has so much dedication. You were telling me there are cheerleaders that travel from
Definitely, we're just growing. We're getting bigger and better, and over the next few years,
That is so true.
Get up there as well.
the best is yet to come for Team Australia. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I've been judging in Australia quite a lot, and I can tell you the state of cheerleading in Australia is amazing. You have teams that could be competing against the best of the US team that you've seen. And it's right up there with Canada in terms of cheerleading. Also, you're seeing much more people that are like much more teams that are developing like really strong program. And I think we're going to start seeing that in their presence here on the international stage and how it looks for them. And so really excited to see how they're going to do in the future year. I don't think this year was their year, but hopefully next year maybe. I think it's going to catapult. All of those big programs are going to catapult people in that team, and it's going to be really exciting to see. Who is your favorite so far? We have 2 more that we're looking at. We have Team Chile that are currently in 10th, and Team Germany, who is currently in 9th position. I would say it's probably going to play between the Nordic countries, so Finland, Sweden, Norway, and USA. This is probably going to be the top 4 for me. There were, for the teams that were in 6th and 5th place, we saw a lot more mistakes. And so I would say it's still, the ranking is going to stay very similar. We have Team Chile here in 10th position. That gave us some great visual. There are some space ahead of their current position. A lot of teams had some mistakes for them to bump up and make it into a higher position today.
Next up, a reminder, 10 teams in this final round of competition. This is team number 9. Still to come, Germany to wrap things up. But first, all the attention right here.
Let's look at Team Chile. They have a cheer that everybody loves. When they get to that part of chi chi chi, le le le, everybody's gonna row on the crowd. Right here. You hear it, right?
They've got the crowd with them now.
Yes.
At its core, cheerleading is all about encouragement and motivation. And so when you have a crowd
Beautiful ending here of their crowd, their cheer. The splits with the sign that then spell the whole words. Let's have a look at their routine.
Setting up their formation for the music portion of the routine.
Nice hype.
Beautiful.
More high basket tosses there.
Yes. Solid pyramid in the back. Love that visual with the wave.
Little choreography up in the pyramid there. Beautiful full twisting layout right to the front.
Let's see. Yes. Much more solid than yesterday. Yes. Great energy. See how they're like going after it? They really want to get up into that ranking. Yes, much better than yesterday. Again in that transition. We couldn't pick up that second body position for some of those stunts.
Stays up in the air.
Easier basket in the front. We had the twisting in the back.
Basket tosses. Rewind up to one.
Oh, good fight.
Up there, but she really makes it happen.
Let that momentum take her.
Okay. Much better landing here in the pyramids as compared to yesterday. They look more solid. This is a classic pyramid.
We haven't seen something like that. They finish off. And they're going to load up. 2 girls on each.
Yes, good job, Team Chile. Sophia is asking, when is Team Canada? Team Canada co-ed is going in the co-ed division. It's going to be at 6:45 p.m. EST, 3:45 Pacific, and that is going to be in about 40 minutes from now. 40 minutes from now. Let's listen here to their interview. Let's see what they have to say. Chile much better than yesterday.
Off, rewinds up to the top. No sweat. Flipping dismount. Then a back handspring up to a Swedish Falls pyramid. Really strong partner stunning and pyramid skills from this team. Another interesting inversion. Don't see this every day.
No, that was a creative pyramid there.
And then at the very end, they're going to load up 2 top girls in what is usually a 1-1-1. So they made a 1-1-2 on both sides.
Beautiful. Very great.
Team Chile, very excited after that routine. Your coaches are very proud of what you just put out on the floor. You've been competing here, Team Chile, since 2010. How has cheerleading grown the last 15 years?
A lot of practice, and we really want to go with the best of the best. So we come here every year trying to get more and more, and we're very, very happy.
It is so hard
with what we just did.
to do an interview
just
right
did.
after
Last year, I
you've
know
just competed. You are out of breath.
Hopefully, what were you guys working on to be able to improve upon that?
This time it was very special because we have many girls that it's her first time on this level and in this competition. So basically we just wanted to get a very good performance more than improve our placement from last year. We just wanted to show a little bit more than last year, and
They did it.
So we're very happy because we just did.
Yes, you definitely just did, and you were on the team
Definitely.
last year, and you said there's a lot of new people. What advice did you give them before they took the floor?
to enjoy, because this is the best competition, and to enjoy.
Enjoying it, having fun, that's the most important thing. Did you have fun today?
So much.
So much fun. Go have some more fun. Watch that routine back. Congratulations, Team Chile.
Excellent job, Team Chile here. Last year, they were in 8th position. I think it might be in the card for them to finish like in that ranking or even higher this season. Clara is probably asking, I'm trying to translate what you're asking here, probably like, when is Germany? Let me give you here. Germany is our next team for the all-girl division. We are gonna watch them in about a minute, realistically, just a minute here for us to watch Team Germany. Team Germany here had a very clean routine yesterday with very good control. I think their difficulty is where it brought them a little bit lower, and I am curious to see how they're going to do today. Let's have a look here.
That whole team, so thrilled to be here.
Germany, another one of those programs that has continued to build. They won gold in Elite in 2018, so
They
they've
did.
been up in Premier since 2019. Since then, the best finish was in 2022 when they took bronze.
Good energy here right from the start. Sorry, Clara.
Cheer so far, those pull-ups.
Wow, great pyramid in the middle here. Beautiful visual.
Nice job.
Excellent way of finishing that cheer with the let's go. It just brings a lot of energy. We're going to look at their routine here. Team Germany, the last team in our all-girl division for today, all-girl premiere. Yes, lots of double fulls basket here.
Opening up with 2 sets of basket tosses.
Perfect. Standing tucks. Not as hard as some of those standing fulls we've seen, but great participation.
Back handspring pull-ups. The crowd
Beautiful. Solid stun here. Great dismount. Good difficulty. See here how they went a flipping and a half.
back handspring pull-up.
Ooh, good fight.
A little shaky, but they're staying up in the air. They could be cleaner.
Pyramid, let's go.
Back handspring
We're
pull-ups.
completing that rotation there.
Oh,
Oh, no.
missed that leg where they're supposed to land. They stay up there, but it was not clean.
Those 2 pyramids. This is going to be hard.
Rewind, pull through to
And then a fall in the back.
Yeah, they haven't really fallen, but the crisp ending is what we're looking for.
Lot of
Let's go. Let's keep the energy up here. A fun moment. We're holding. Oh.
not how you want to end the routine.
Oh, no. This is a heartbreaking moment here for Team Germany. Started so strong, and then we got the 2 pyramid miss. One in the middle of the routine and one at the end there. And then that fall in the stunt. I think this is definitely going to play in their ranking and where they're going to finish. This is too bad. We're going to listen to the interview here for Team Germany, and then we will move on to a small break. The break we'll be able to discuss who are our favorites here. Diana is wondering, where is the other worlds then if they are the same day? It is in different venue, Diana. So currently today we had the prelim for the US team in the international level 6 non-tumbling division happening in ESPN World with in another venue. So right now they are in the arena, and they must have done those trial in the athletic center, and so it's going to be going to a different spot. I will put the interview on.
We're so thankful that whole Team Germany family supports us all the way through the routine, and we could hear the crowd that gave us all the power we needed to go through the rest of the routine.
The crowd is loving it. You guys have been in Premier since 2019. How has Team Germany improved year after year?
Thanks to our wonderful coaches and our staff, we get even more professional every year. We get to do more skills, higher level setting skills. So I think this year was the hardest routine all girl ever did, and we gave it all. We gave 100%. This is cheerleading. Sometimes it's not a hit, but we were all on the mat with a lot of love and 100% hard.
A lot to be proud of. By far, the whole time I was watching it, I was
such
like,
great
this
energy.
is the most difficulty they have ever thrown. So much fun to watch. Still a lot to be proud of. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Good job, Team Germany. Wrapping up here our all-girl division. Jenna's asking, did I miss Team Canada? No, you didn't. Team Canada is going to be at 6:45 East Coast time in about half an hour from now. How did we feel that Norway did? I feel Norway did like awesome. Other than that, save at the end of the pyramid. They were fighting so hard. See how like both, let's say for example, Germany and Norway were fighting for that last pyramid, but Germany fell, whereas Norway like kept it up. I felt like Norway had really good fight, great energy, amazing level of difficulty. I'm really hoping they get into the top 3 here. For the medals, which we will know a little bit later today at around, I want to say 8 p.m. probably is when we're gonna get to know that. I will move those guys out. Let's go. Sorry, I'm trying to find a good way. Let's go like this. Why not? So Diana's asking, is it not at the same place? It is at the same place. So at ESPN World in Disney, you have, once you enter ESPN, you have 3 different venues that you can compete in. The first venue is called the Arena. You have the Arena South or North, how it is divided here for the World Championship. And then you'll have like competition going on both floors, and you don't hear what's happening on one floor or the other. And then you have some practice mats around that. Then you have the field house and the athletic center just a little bit further out. And this is where I think you have a dance team on one side, and then you have the cheer on the other side, and then you have like the prelim at the third venue. And so they're able to do different type of competition all at the same time and be able to run. For example, we're gonna see some semi-final happening tomorrow, but then they're gonna start doing finals on Saturday, but then semi-finals also on Saturday for teams that are going on Sunday, and so on and so on. So they are able to move you venue as the competition just keeps on going here. Exactly, Cheer Life, same complex, different buildings, 3 different buildings. It is quite close. That ESPN ball that is so well known that people take photos with is right in the middle of all those venues. And so it's been great. We said retired from All-Star in 2017, competed at both World and Summit. For Summit, we're still competing in the tents. Oh, wow. Man, that was before they constructed the arena. The Cheer Life, you're bringing us back here. I've learned so much watching your TikTok. Thank you so much, Kathleen. I have been loving this community and loving being part of this stratosphere here and doing these content. We have the Assisverton's Secret. Are you watching the Worlds live? I will be watching World, but I won't be going live for Worlds, unfortunately. It is a question of copyright. Varsity TV is not joking. It is behind a paywall. And so I don't want to like risk losing this beautiful community we've created. So I won't be doing that. Unfortunately, I am going to go dark for Worlds. I'm only going to be looking at the teams that have done reviews with me this year or that I've supported either in person or virtually. And I'm going to look at how they've done, because right now, most of the team at ICU that I've helped have globed, and so they've medaled because it's the ICU. I'm so sorry. And so I want to see how this keeps going. Most of the All-Star Worlds team I've helped also made it, and so just really excited to cheer the team that I've worked with at World. Diana's asking, how do you become a judge for World, and etc. So becoming a judge for World and becoming a judge for ICU is actually two different processes. So for World and Summit is also a third different process. So for World, you have you need to be submitted by an event producer that have Worlds bid. And so they are submitting your name, and if a lot of producers that you work with for Worlds bid event set your name up, then they reach out to you. You need to have no affiliation, and that is the biggest thing, because not a lot of judge don't actually still are part of the cheerleading industry. And so not having affiliation is a big part, and then you need to be vetted by different other industry professionals that are going to look at your resume, and having judge World competition across multiple country is a great way to be nominated at World. For me specifically, I couldn't judge World because I'm supporting so many teams virtually. This is not something that I'll be able to do. I would have to stop supporting those teams that I'm doing reviews for. And so you kind of have to pick and choose what lane you want to be on. For ICU, you actually need a different certification. You need to be part of your country's, either you're part of the scoring committee for your country, or you're part of the athletes development or the coaches development. You have to somehow support your country's development. And then there's an application online. Anybody can apply. They're going through every single application and then deciding who should be on this panel. It is also a very fun panel. It's an all black panel. You dress in black with a white shirt. Everybody has the same dress code. Super fun to watch and to be part of. And for Summit, you need to work for varsity or have worked for varsity at least one or two events in the past. And then your affiliation with varsity is what, the more competition you're doing for varsity, the more chance you have to do Summit, which is a plus and a minus. You just have the same people here judging the competitions all the time. And so, yeah, 3 different ways of doing it. Do they get paid? Not everybody's getting paid, no. At World, I know the US judges are getting paid. It was a little questionable if international judges were getting paid. They were getting some perks in exchange. In the past, at varsity Summit competition, everybody's getting paid. And at ICU, I hear everybody is donating their time for the great good of the sports. Awesome. Let's talk about our placement here. We saw Team Finland. They were second yesterday. They had a fall in the front, and then but they had really great difficulty. We saw Team Sweden, great pace, great redemption here, great pace in the chair, really beautiful routine. Mexico, They are currently in 6th position. They also had a really great routine. Lots of energy, lots of flair. We had England after. England is currently in tie with Australia. And so we saw England. England had a really good run today. They did really well. Then Norway, great routine for Norway. Great save at the end there. I'm going to sneeze. Very sorry. And then we had Team USA. Team USA were perfect yesterday. They weren't as perfect today. One small mistake, really, really small mistake. I still think they were so much higher yesterday than everybody else. I still think it might still be in the cards for them because they gave us great difficulty, an awesome routine, really beautiful. This would personally be my pick for the all-girl division with, I think, Norway. Ew, that's going to be a hard one. Maybe. Oof, that's going to be hard. Between Norway, Sweden, and Finland, I'm not sure. Diana's like asking, what are you reading off? I'm reading off my notes. I am a judge, and so I've taken some notes so that I know how to come back here. Jaina is asking, what's your guess for Premier All-Girl Placement? This is what we're trying to figure out. All-girl placement, I would say US first. Then it's going to be a very, very tight race between Finland, Sweden, and Norway for position 2, 3, and 4. I think England's going to, it's going to go up. They are currently in 7th. I think they're going to go up. I think Australia's probably going to go down. I think Chile is going to go up also because there was a lot of people around that and made some mistakes. And so I think it's going to be Chile is going to move up. Australia is probably going to move down and so on. But my top 4 is USA and then a mix between Finland, Sweden, and Norway. It's going to be a very tight race here. Is there a team in Romania? And what did you think of AA median team Scotland? Okay, adaptive ability. Let's start there. Adaptive ability did awesome. Such a great job in the adaptive ability section. Scotland, like, very, very strong. I want to say they won. Let me just double check here. Adaptive ability. Yeah, Team Scotland won. They had a really great routine. Like, when I saw them in semifinal, I was like, ooh, great. They bumped up. Like, they were 5th in semifinal and then went all the way up here. So really, really great job there for Team Scotland. Adaptive ability medium. Romania, I haven't watched any Romania today, so I am unable to speak to that just right now. Do you know if All-Star Ruby from England compete in Worlds or if they only compete in All-Stars? All-Star Ruby will be competing in the IASF division, if I'm not mistaken, here for at the next competition. So the one that we're going to see just right after the ICU competition that started today with the prelim, and that is semifinals are happening tomorrow and the day after, all the way till Monday. And so unless they are like Team England, like, they're not going to be at this competition specifically. Diana says, my coaches are on Team Scotland. This is great. So excited. This cheerleading is a very small world. That's what you're going to notice. The more you're going to see cheerleading, the more you're going to notice that everybody knows everyone, and it's a very small world. Okay, we are about 5 minutes away from our co-ed division. Our co-ed division, the order here is Finland, Ecuador, Canada, USA, Japan, Chile, Germany, Norway, and Chinese Taipei. This is who we're going to look at here. Let's just make sure we have the right setup here and that we will be ready to go. Super excited to watch the co-ed division. We saw some impressive cheerleading yesterday in the co-ed division. I think my favorite was probably Chinese Taipei. USA was a tricky one because they passed so early that I kind of had time to forget what they did before they moved on to the other team. But yes, Chinese Taipei were really strong. Japan also really strong, currently sitting in third position. We're going to see some great team. I was also quite impressed by Team Canada. Team Canada co-ed. They did awesome, great energy there. I really like what they put on the floor yesterday. Did you catch any of the prelim today before ICU premiere? No, I didn't. I consume more international cheer content than I do US cheer content. And so the prelim are only for US team. And so I went on a long walk today and try to clean my air, like my head, before going into this live here, because we had some glitch yesterday and I was really hoping we didn't have any today. We did have some as we started, but I think we got it figured out now and the stream is doing good here. If you have any friends that want to come and join, tell them we'll be here all the way till the awards. Thoughts on European Summit, Diana? I think this is great. Summits outside of the US makes a lot of sense. I'm curious to see what the European team are going to do, if they're going to go and adopt a European summit and go and do and compete there, or if they're still going to send some teams into the international summit division that are actually happening in the US in about a week, 2 weeks from now. Curious to see how is that going to split, and if it's going to dilute the competition for international summit happening in Orlando. I'm happy that they're starting to open it a little bit more because it's starting to get expensive for those international teams to always come to the US. Whereas for US team, it's just much closer, much more affordable. It is the same currency. They don't have to like go through all of this struggle that some of us are actually like going through, trying to figure out like how we're going to make this with our team. How are we going to be able to go and hit those competition here? And so curious to see how it's going to go. I'm also very excited about this new global tournament that is happening in Montreal. That is going to be a rotating tournament by the AIA. I've received the president, Jibril Rayam, on my channel for a live just a couple weeks ago. He was telling it about it, like talking about it, and it seems really interesting with the whole bracket thing that is happening. Like you compete and then you compete again and you compete again. So that just makes for like more competition there. And I thought that that was very, very interesting to see. I'm also very curious about this European summit. I think I've heard it was in Portugal, but I don't think Portugal is a big cheerleading country. And so I was curious to see like why kind of they're gonna go there. Does that happen in large division in judging where one team you might score better, but you look back and maybe you thought the team that went long ago was scored too low? 100%. The cheer life, I think you're talking about when we were talking about Team USA. That was so much further yesterday. That was a bit harder to remember because they were the first one to pass. It does happen. Usually because you're only looking at one division, you like yesterday I felt it was a little harder to know because we were looking at co-ed all girl and moving from one to another. And so sometimes you start off with your first team, but if your first team you start too low, then everybody else is lower. And so I'm curious when they're going to start posting the scores here for the co-ed division. I'm going to take a photo again so that we can have that, because I think it's going to be really interesting to see to see if they started maybe a little bit lower than the all-girl division and how that will play out for every single team. I thought yesterday that Chinese Taipei finished ahead because of the way they named the people and the division, and but somehow in the result they were second.
Just the premier co-ed teams remain. We have been broadcasting throughout
Here
the
we
day
go.
on Olympics.com.
Oh, this is the scores. This is what I wanted to see.
Semifinal results from yesterday. USA came out on top with first round action.
There you go.
The U.S. team has really dominated.
Okay, so U.S. team, look at how close it is between Japan, Norway, Mexico, and Canada, and Germany. Only 1 point of difference between all of those teams, and Finland, 75, 74, 73, 72. Wow, really close again from Finland and Chile, and Ecuador trailing behind. This is such a difference here. Woo! Diana says, I think there are too many World Championship. I would agree with you, but the thing is, we need one World Championship where people are not split, like countries are not split, like ISF, USSF, World. For me, there's a bit of an issue there because they, like the US team can enter both the USSF and the IASF division here. And I want to see everybody against everybody. I want to see like who is the best of the best, right? So if you, even on the All-Star, I would love to have just one global tournament so that you can figure out, are you the best? That would be my ideal case scenario here. Okay, we are gonna watch.
Co-ed is just such a fun way to end the
Co-ed
night.
division.
USA, incredible performance in the semifinal round. Be on the lookout for that ending pyramid. It is incredible. That is what everybody has been talking about. But when you talk about pyramids,
Absolutely.
you also have to talk about Chinese Taipei. They can pyramid with the best of them. Always fun to watch. They're looking for their second gold medal. And Japan was third out of semifinals. They're kind of the dark horse here in this competition.
We're going to see in these routines.
Oh, this is a different thing. We had Finland first. Something must have happened here where Finland must have moved down. And this happens sometimes in warm-up. If you are in warm-up and there's something that is happening in warm-up, someone that is falling, an injury or something like that, then you may find yourself, it may push the rest of the competition. It may, this is probably why we're seeing this change right now. And I'm curious to see when Team Finland is going to pass. I'm going to guess probably at the very end of this block here. Because right now, we were supposed to have Team Finland at 6:30. And we're seeing Team Ecuador passing just a little bit earlier here. Let's have a look here. Team Ecuador currently in 10th. They had some technical issue yesterday.
Co-ed set to get underway tonight. So glad you've joined us.
What a great facial!
Some fun tosses to get the crowd's attention. And a mega
Huge.
toss. Always a risky move.
Woo! So fun. Good. I am curious to see how they're going to do today. Yesterday there was some stake. They can totally get this back.
Yes.
Yes.
Synchronization issue. They all hit.
A bit of an easier mount here. Good difficulty in the dismount.
Round off bowls. Quite a bit of the team in that group tumbling pass.
Yes. Much better than yesterday here.
There's an additional base assisting with the stunt. Rewinds up to stretch.
Beautiful. You're seeing a little bit less tension in their legs, so the legs are a little bit more dangling than the other teams. Even in the all-girl division, it's on those dismounts for me.
Hand in hand. A little shaky.
You know, I wonder if the yellow sleeves would be a distraction, but they're actually really helping to see some of the routines, the exact motions of some of the routines.
Great height on this.
That always gets the crowd going. Airbound. They toss the top girl to a different set of bases. Creates a great visual effect.
Okay, let's see here. The pyramid, that was what was missing yesterday. Much more stable. A little slower in pace as compared to what we've seen in the rest of this division.
Nice job.
So much better. We were able to see the whole pyramid here. They did hit. Beautiful. Much easier pyramid as compared to the other teams, but so much more stable than yesterday. Beautiful. Yes, Clara, you said Finland's going last. Absolutely. I really hope this was not a bad injury. It's always a heartbreaking. Yeah, always. And this is the reality of the sport. We saw it yesterday with Team Austria that had an injury on the mat and needed to go back, and they didn't make it from semifinals to finals. Yet they had to redo their routine all over again, and they weren't able to rebuild it. So sometimes having a little bit more time in the back sometimes is just the right decision, so that you can maybe sub someone in, make some small tweaks so that you don't get too much issues there. Yes, beautiful.
Talk about a way to kick off the co-ed division. Big improvement from yesterday. What did you learn from
I agree.
the finals performance?
Well, we just learned kind of like learning from our mistakes. We looked at our routine, and then we just thought about what we could do better. And then we just really wanted to do it for our country and just like make everyone proud back home.
I think
That's beautiful.
Ecuador is going to be very proud of what you did. I want to ask you, because you do that Branny 1.5 up in the beginning. So difficult. I'm pretty sure you're the only person who's ever competed it before. How did you make that up?
Well, I think something we have in Ecuador is like, for us, nothing is impossible. So we work really hard for trying to do our best. And I think this team is like the surprise for everyone, like not just for Ecuador, I'm gonna say for the world.
Oh, this is good.
Ecuador, way to go. Congratulations.
Beautiful.
Celebrate some more. It's going to be a fun night.
So good. Really excited for them. They had such a better showing today. I think this is really, if everything's going well, this is going to be a great for their positioning here, as they were last currently in the top 10. But depending on how the other teams are doing, this level of performance could be the thing that is pushing them up and pushing them into a higher ranking here. Okay, who is next? Really good question. Next is Canada. Team Canada co-ed, currently in 6th position. They had a great showing yesterday. They are a frequent top 5, second in 2019, third in 2018, fourth in 2015, 2016, and 2023. Last year, they were, let me see if I can find it. I don't think they did so well last year between you and I, but that is just out of my memory. Let me look here if I can find just Canada. Last year, they were 9th. And so, pretty brutal showing last year, but they are currently in 6th position, and I am really excited to see what they're going to do. I personally know a lot of people on this team. I know the coaches, and hopefully we may receive one of the spectator, one of my friend Nadia, that might come in after to come and chat with us about how Team Canada did. Here you go. Team Canada, let's go.
Let's go. Amazing. Canada is one of the nations that has been with the ICU since the beginning.
Absolutely.
Represented in each and every world championship. 9th place finish last year in this final round. Going back a few years, they did get the silver medal in 2019.
Using the French here.
Beautiful tosses there. Nice visual to get up to those 1-1-1s. They've also added French to their cheer this year, which is interesting.
Well, they train in Quebec. They move around a little bit. This past year, all the training done in Quebec.
That is not exactly accurate, but I won't take them back on this. One of the training camp was in Quebec. There were some in Calgary, in Edmonton, and in Vancouver. Toronto also received one. It is moving around.
Nice job by Canada.
But Canada is a bilingual country, and this is why you're seeing this today. Let's go, Team Canada!
Okay, setting up a little bit off center. We'll see how that will factor into the routine.
Yes, solid stunt here. Great height on those dismount.
Strong opening. But they're really going to want to execute as cleanly
Oh!
as possible. Nice job.
Save the center. Don't go like stronger than what they've practiced. Just execute what you have. Beautiful height on this basket.
Single base there.
Wow.
Hand in hand.
Yes, no assist on that one. Let's go. Let's finish strong, Canada. Into the pyramid.
Into this 1-1-1.
Beautiful. Love those new uniform.
Here at the event so far.
Wow, the height on those double full.
Incredible basket toss.
Really good.
Little swing around.
That swing yesterday really got me. Yes!
Swedish Falls, and the crowd is crazed.
This is amazing. The swing is such a novelty. Great save in the middle there. They want it.
We see you. Loaded up to the end.
Yeah, and it's Anthony in the middle. Woo! Okay, I am really excited about that one. Obviously, this is my country. I feel very connected with this team, this program, and what we're doing here. This was an awesome showing, much better than yesterday. The synchronization was better, little to no mistake. Beautiful. Wow. The shape of a maple leaf. This is funny. Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't put it past us. The next team right after Canada is Team USA. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Excellent. Such a great and solid pyramid. Beautiful dismount here. I love those slow-mo shot here. And then the ending here. Great energy. Wow.
Seconds ago that they just hit that routine.
Good job, Canada. Yes.
That is how you do it. Year after year, Canada is one of the crowd favorites. The arena almost just, I mean, they were losing their minds out there. What is it about this team that makes you Canada's sweethearts?
I think people have been paying attention. They know that we've been working for this. This is not this year's story. This is 13 years.
Yes.
Especially since 2019 and the momentum that we had before the pandemic and whatever. This is where we've been trying to get. A routine that beautiful, hit that hard, to blow the roof off this place, and we earned it.
Excellent job.
You've been on this team for quite some time.
Forever.
How did that performance compare to all of the others?
We did it right from the beginning. We were saying when we circled up before, I have never felt a certainty like that we were going to do that. There wasn't a question in my mind and no one back here either. We were ready, and that was done since September. We earned everything that we just had, and it went exactly the way it was supposed to.
Good job, Team Canada.
Part that you want to relive over and over again.
Hitting it.
Ah!
Team Canada, congratulations.
Excellent job here, Team Canada. Wow. This makes me proud. I gotta say, this is the way to do it for me. It's gonna be a hard thing to follow because Team USA, currently in first place, is going. Team Canada just hit. Ecuador just hit, much more stable than yesterday. This is gonna be a hard decision. If everybody is hitting, it could be anybody's game. But I think Canada did enough, in my opinion, to move up from the 6th place they are currently on. Looking at our next team, it is Team USA. Team USA is going to be our next one here. Excited to see if they are able to give us same performance as yesterday, which was a pretty perfect performance yesterday. Excited to see them in the middle of the pack here. Let's have a look.
Really something special. Gosh, if you could bottle that feeling, right? I mean, amazing. Just so, this is not something that happened overnight. This is years and years and working and striving to get to this moment.
It is.
I love that for them.
I know. We talked about them training in Quebec, also near Toronto. They really try to travel around the country, include everybody.
There you go.
Since the pandemic, and it's getting there. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, let's see. Team USA. They're going to be the one to beat. So let's see how they do today.
Plenty of gold medals on the shelf.
That's right. They had a very strong performance in semifinals. Not perfect, though.
Wow, the baskets.
A lot of difficulty in this routine.
Well, they feel people chasing them. They know. Always got to give their best. They have to go all the way back to 2015 when Chinese Taipei took the gold. Other than that, it's belonged to the U.S.
Longest running program winner for the ICU is the U.S. They're giving us some personality in the cheer. Some of those countries are quite precise and like, you know, see Finland and Sweden that are like very precise in their movement and very uniform. They're giving us much more personality here. Curious to see how the judges are going to think about this. Let's go, Team USA. That's not their music.
Like a little issue with the music. Didn't phase them.
There you go. The eagle motion.
Hansky,
Whoa.
pop to the other arm. I'm not sure that skill has ever been competed.
Beautiful basket.
Incredibly high, beautifully executed.
Excellent level of participation in this. Wow.
Here we got almost every person on the team is doing full, and those were just 3 of them. Wow. They did round off full.
Crazy. That difficulty just there.
A flip flop up to 1-1-1.
One side, two side, going all the way up with a good dismount and a ripple. Oh no!
One in the front, come on. She's gonna try to save it. Couldn't save it.
Couldn't save the middle. Oh, that is heartbreaking.
So she's got to get back into it. They've got a lot left of the routine.
Let's hope it didn't phase them.
Beautiful basket toss skills.
Great height on this one. This was so good. Wow, the middle with the hand. Let's go pyramid. A little bit of a shakiness on the left side.
A shotgun Arabian to A-frame right there in the middle. That was unbelievable. Never been performed before.
Great height here.
Wow.
Woo! A little bit more mistakes than yesterday here.
So much flipping and twisting that they've added to each of these skills.
Oh.
Struggles a little bit there on the right. They've got that back together.
Okay. Team USA. Not as perfect as what we've seen yesterday here from them. I'm going to write this down. Let's just see what was the gap here between yesterday and today's score so that we can... So yesterday they were at 89.5714. And Chinese Taipei, which was the second team, was at 82.0714. So there is still a big of a gap there. Small mistakes. I don't know if this is going to affect them that much. But as we know, this is a full new day, full new score. Let's watch those replay.
It's called a Hansky. It's a one-arm extended hand-in-hand, and they pop to the other hand. Just incredibly difficult. And right into those
Wow,
double
such
basket
great
tosses.
height.
They go up to the top. She salutes.
Whoop. Yes, the center is solid.
Up to A-frame at the end. This is where they just continue to invert and flip and twist
Whoa.
up to those
Right side,
spiral
let's go.
structures.
And that was the ending.
USA co-ed just competed some of the most difficult skills ever on the floor for a co-ed team. Elsa, what impresses you the most about this team?
I think this team was very special with the connection and how we came together. That's one of the things that has impressed me the most is just the attack and the connection and everything that we've gone through together over the last few weeks and coming out and really just putting our heart on the floor.
And you talk about
Beautiful.
connection. Your coaches were saying this is the most representation USA co-ed has ever had. 2 people are from Hawaii. How are you able to connect and build that connection?
I think our passion for cheerleading and our love of just getting to go out there and show the world what we love to do is something that really connects us the most out of everything.
And out of this routine, what is it that you love to do the most?
We love the ending pyramid. That was one of our favorites. And
Mm-hmm.
also the left
That was a good one.
over to right. That was one of our other favorites.
That was one of my favorites too. I think everybody was talking about that pyramid at the end. Way to go, USA! To go watch the replay back, but it was a lot to be proud of.
Thank you.
Excellent job for Team USA here. I love how they highlighted that 2 members were from Hawaii. I think this is really interesting to see how they're practicing and so on. Hawaii University is such a great university for cheer. Eva is saying, so happy for Canada. They did our country proud. I would have to agree, Eva. This is so good. How long do they typically practice for leading up for the event? And so it depends per country. Some country do 4 months, so January onward to now, April. Some teams are doing a different camp. And so I can tell you what I know from Team Canada. But in Team Canada, we have a couple different camp like every 6 weeks, I would say, from October maybe to now. They're a larger camp around holiday. Longer camp there, a longer camp last month also. That was a bit longer. But then the team with the partner son that you're auditioning with needs to be in the same country and same like city as you, because every week you have homework and you need to go and practice together. You need to send videos, and so this is the way that they keep that team to practice those skills. They send those skills to their coaches, and then the coaches send back feedback, and then they keep on practicing and sending their homework that way. We are then going to look at Team Japan. Team Japan yesterday had such creative pyramid. You're going to see that pyramid that comes from the side. This is my favorite. I was like, oh, jaw on the floor yesterday when I saw that. Excellent difficulty. Currently in 3rd place. Let's have a look at how far they are here. They are at 79.7. Chinese Taipei was at 82 and USA was at 89 yesterday in the semifinal. Let's see how it's going to do in the finals.
2024, earning the right yesterday in the semifinals to end up here tonight.
We were talking yesterday about how big this Nippon sign is and how hard it must be to keep it straight. Great energy here. You see the crowd is in.
10 of the 24 athletes here for the first time. We point that out because the transition of building a new team sometimes can take 2 or 3 years.
Excellent.
Together.
Wow, one hand.
Showing off some of their tumbling passes.
Consistent height on those baskets. Beautiful.
Great example of standing, tumbling, lots of standing pulls there. Right handspring, one.
Yes.
Oh, struggling a little bit in the back.
Oh, good fight there on the right side. This was the pyramid yesterday that really got me. I'm hoping for a replay on that because every time, so good.
Full twisting rewind up to 111.
A little bit of instability there.
Now a double.
Oh, the right side.
That one on the right.
Love those motions. Oh, we're starting to see some mistakes here.
Wow, that is so difficult to do. All synchronized.
More pulls.
We're starting to see the crack in this routine right now. It's not as polished as it was yesterday, and that could cost us that third place.
Okay, here they're going to build.
Good difficulty.
On the top there.
Much better finishing here than yesterday.
Finding their way here in the Premier Co-Ed division.
Much better ending. Yesterday, that pyramid had a little bit more shakiness. I would say those mistakes may cost them. It's if team in number 4, 5, 6 are doing much better, they might be able to pass Team Japan, even though they have the difficulty. The execution was lacking today. The perfection in the execution was lacking. This is too bad. Beautiful here. Does she have a neck brace? Very interesting. I've never seen anyone compete with a neck brace. Wow. Lots of top person here, which is definitely helping with their difficulty. Let's listen to this interview.
On last year's 7th place finish, only the 2nd year in Premier, and the skills so much more difficulty this year. What is your favorite part of the routine?
I like last pyramid and speedy transition. It's our difficulty is not high as a country, so we focus the cleaning sounds and synchronization. Yeah.
Great synchronization. The pyramids were so much fun to watch, very unique. And we were talking right before we started on camera. Did you have fun?
Yes.
Lots of fun out there. Only the 2nd year in Premier. I can't wait to see what you guys do next year. Congratulations.
Team Japan, make your country proud. This is a great, it is a great routine. They haven't been in this division for so long. And so I'm curious to see how it's going to go. I think this may affect their placement here a little bit. We can tell that there were some more cracks in the execution today, a lot more mistake as compared to yesterday. And so our next team here is going to be Team Chile. Team Chile is currently in 9th position. They've been a consistent participant since 2010. Their best result is 7th in 2018. And they haven't passed into final that much in the last couple of years. I will go and look here specifically at just Chile Co-Ed Premier. Last year they were 8. 2019 they were also 8. And so my hope for them, currently placed in 9th, is that they perform a really great routine. They give us something that is really clean, and then that they can go much higher than a 9th position, maybe even better than an 8th position that they got last year. And so curious to see how they're gonna do here. Let's have a look here at our Team Chile. We've watched Ecuador they were much more stable than yesterday. Canada did awesome. USA, great difficulty. Hardest stumbling we've seen out there, not as perfect as yesterday. Japan, great difficulty, but again, some issues with some mistakes. And so we're gonna go to Team Chile here.
Spreading the word. He has been just such an amazing ambassador for cheerleading around the world. Really a big part of why we see so many countries here at the event. And I love that message to coaches. I mean, coaches really play such an incredible role in people's lives. I'm still very much in touch with all of my old cheer coaches, and that bond that they have and the support that they have in those athletes, it's really a fantastic aspect of this whole experience.
Team Chile is in the back here, ready to go.
Continues. Next up is Chile. They finished 8th last year.
Awesome.
So they've been to this final round before. move forward.
It is a pretty fast-paced competition for judges. Not gonna lie, this is a 7-minute split for a 3-minute routine, and we usually run at an 8 or 10 in between team, and so this is pretty fast for judges. Yes.
Great simple cheer here.
Wait for the crowd.
A little bit of an issue on the
That's always the one.
recovered quickly.
Yes.
A lot of great energy here. Could be a little bit more spread out. Really, that is an important aspect of a
We said the same thing yesterday. They weren't touching as much of the panels as everybody else, but still think there's a lot of energy in that chair.
Chile, a very geographically spread out country, and they have athletes from all over the country. They get together every weekend since January and work this routine out.
Oh, mistake here in the middle.
Trouble there. Yep. Okay, good recovery. Picks the next skill. Okay, a tower in the back. Haven't seen that. The base is actually standing on the legs of two other bases and holding an extended liberty.
Here we go in the basket toss. Good difficulty here. Ooh, much more stable than yesterday. Great difficulty here in the dismount. Wow.
Rewind. Nice job. Hand in hand with the stag leg there.
Oh.
Visual, a little bit different. One on the right.
Little bit of a difficulty there on the right side. The rest were pretty in sync.
Oh, nice high basket toss in the middle.
Participation in tumbling is a bit slower, like smaller than the other team we've seen with full group tumbling or larger amount of people per pass. Yes.
Ball up there to a Swedish Falls pyramid. Right back up in the middle.
Really fast-paced transition here.
Back handspring up the shoulder straddle. And again, we see her cheat the leg a little bit. Makes
Yes.
space there.
Much better pyramid, much better showing today as compared to yesterday. Great recovery. It looks like the teams that are currently at the top are not doing as well, and the team that are at the bottom are going to do a little bit better. And so it might stack everybody quite tight in the middle here, which we are halfway through our co-ed division, and that might be, listen, between Germany, Norway, Chinese, Taipei, Mexico, and Finland, we have position 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8, which is pretty much the middle stack, and it could be anyone's game still. Much better. Let's look at those replay.
And just keep on moving through those body positions and into the dismount. And I always love the way this looks. Bird front basket toss in the middle, and then bird front to different baskets. You get that visual of the formation moving to the outsides. Really makes for an interesting look there.
Very dynamic.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta be making sure you're watching for those top girls. They continue to basket toss. They had some really great basket toss skills in this routine. Backstage.
Good job, Chile.
Chile team, what was your favorite part of being out on that floor?
I think that my favorite
definitely share this with my team and be able to show that Chile can do it and that Chile can be here.
And your coaches said that you bring so much
Let's,
to the
Kay Murray, let me tell you who is coming right after this interview.
Thinking that we have to do our best, and that I think we were able to show that Chile has an incredible energy and that we could do it. So we are so happy for that.
Your coaches said there are a lot of members on this year's team who have never competed these types of skills. How were you able to teach them from, they said zero, but I don't think that's true, but they were able to learn so much this year.
Yes, I think that all my teammates are so talented and are so passionate about it. So that's the more important part, to be here and to be able to do level premier or level 7. So I think that was the very first important thing.
Sometimes if you have passion, that's the most important thing, and everything else falls into place. Congratulations on a great routine.
Thank you so much to everyone.
Good job, Team Chile. I'm personally going to judge in Chile a little bit later in October. So right after the summer, I'm going to go and judge a competition there for CC Chile. Really excited about that. In terms of the performance order, we have 5 more teams, so half of the division left. Germany currently in 7th position, Norway in 4th, Chinese Taipei in 2nd position in semifinal, Mexico in 5th, and then Finland, that was supposed to be in the first of the block, but now move into the back of the pack. We think there must have happened something in the warm-up, and that's what we're thinking. We don't know, but this is our best guess here. And so our next team here is Team Germany. Yesterday there were some small mistakes, very strong baskets, but they had low participation in tumbling. Excited to see how they do today.
Germany, Norway, Chinese Taipei, Mexico, and Finland all left to go.
There you go. The basket are high.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Get the crowd's attention over top of those other stunts in front of them.
Good use of the dismount here.
Great cheer.
Dynamic ending.
They spread out facing all.
Great job.
The crowd. Really effective.
Let's go. Let's look at Team Germany here. Woo!
That can spring up.
Yes.
Visual to get there.
Clean routine, just like what we saw yesterday. This is consistent to what we saw yesterday. Two fall.
Struggled on the one. Managed to recover. He's gonna pop back in there. Okay.
Some spacing issue here. See how we're more tight on the left side than we are on the right side.
Synchronization, a little off timing is an issue here.
There is a little bit less transitional element as compared to other teams we've seen.
Last time Germany was on the medal stand is silver in 2022.
These guys had so much power in these basket tosses.
Oh, struggle in the back. Good recovery.
Right handspring up to the 1-1-1.
Beautiful. Standing tuck. We've seen some standing fulls today. Let's go for pyramid.
Here's an example. Wow.
Good fight.
They work so well together.
Rewind up to
Good job there in the middle.
two more.
That's the ending.
Hurry up here.
Here we go. Yeah, good job.
So much fun to watch.
Great to watch.
Good job there.
Comes from all over the country.
Germany did really well. Still some small mistakes, a little bit like yesterday. They have good difficulty in their pyramid, though. Their pyramid is pretty difficult with good entrance and exits that help with connection, but low transitions here in their choreography as compared to the rest of what we've seen here. Let's look at the replay.
So many incredibly high baskets. They have time to do so many skills up there. These guys are really launching them in the air. And they peppered those baskets throughout.
Yes.
Another really great moment.
She loved
The
it.
rewind up to shoulder straddle, and he said, come on, bring a couple more. I'll take 3 up here. Great pyramid skills here. Really fun to watch. And they finish off with 2 kind of sitting on his shoulders.
Lots of top person. This is always great for your difficulty.
The celebration backstage right now with Germany is through the roof. You have a whole entourage back here of people that are so proud of you. What do you think everyone's favorite part of that was?
The favorite part, I think, is actually the energy. It's not a specific one. It's actually, we leave a blood on the mat, and that's what we do.
Oh.
It's energy.
I don't recommend that, but if it works for you, okay. You were on the team back in 2022 when this team brought home the silver medal. What have you learned since then?
Skills. No, we leveled up, actually. Germany's all about cleanness, and we
Yes,
wanna
they
be,
are.
like, on point.
Always
Yeah,
so
we leveled up
clean.
the skills and baskets, but also specifically in sons.
You can tell, and your coach has said that there's a pretty good mix of veterans and new people, but you work together so well, you can't even tell who's new and who's been around for a while. Why is that?
I think it's because we are a team. We work together, and we do it actually multiple times per year. And in the beginning it was individual teams, and nowadays it's really like an open gym. So we work together, and when we want to level up together, and I think that's what we see here.
And you guys are 11 from 11 cities from across Germany. How are you able to make it work?
Public transport.
That helps a lot. Anything else?
Thank you to the crowd. It was amazing to perform here. It's a peak of cheerleading in my eyes, and thank you to the team. Free COVID!
Good job, Team Germany. Excellent job here. What a funny dude that we've seen here. Such great energy. Banter with the host there. I love it. It's a great way to do it. Our next team is going to be Team Norway. I'm going to try to fix the lag while you guys are here. I am working on this. Give me 1 second here. I may have to come out of stream and come back into the stream, you guys. This may be what we need to do here. To fix this, I will toggle it off and then back on. Let's see what I can do here. Okay, we did a couple refresh. I'm hoping they fix it. I'm not fully sure. Okay, let's see Team Norway co-ed here. Wow, 2-1 hand, beautiful.
Double full basket there. Oh, standing folds in the front. Oh, double full basket toss, beautiful.
Excellent height here.
Beautiful. And they're right back up. Front handspring 1.5 up. They lost one in the back. A little bit off, synchronization a little bit off, but a very difficult skill there. Lost another one on those rewinds. Oh, kind of a cartwheel over to a high shoulder straddle. Oh, and they just do a full and another round.
Wow.
You don't see that very often.
Love that full around of the center structure.
Twisting rewind up to 1-1-1.
Great difficulty here.
Girl missed her feet on the landing, but they stuck it anyway. Oh, having trouble with some of these partner stunts. Extended hand front to feet, so they pop forward and land. It's a blind landing for those top girls. It's a shotgun full twisting rewind to an A-frame. Definitely a fair amount of difficulty in this routine. Front flip.
Oh,
Hey, look, when you take silver last year, you want to take some chances. You want to put yourself in there.
excellent difficulty here.
Very difficult routine. Like you said, not perfect, but the difficulty was there.
Just switching some things here to try to make it a little bit better if we can.
But really great pyramid sequences.
Okay, you guys, I'm gonna have to refresh a whole